Alright, HadesOmega here. I'm riding a 2016 BMW R Nine T today. Yeah, oh, listen to it, man. It's vibraty and stuff. Yeah, it's a little BMW cafe racer bike. So I got about half an hour with this guy. Let's go see what we can do with it. So she said it looks deceptively big, and like it looked like it was. This is it's a flat 2, a boxer engine, and I believe it's probably the same engine that's in the R1200. Wow, it has a lot of engine braking off throttle. It's kind of cool. Let's do a U-turn here. Oh, the brakes are very touchy. Okay at doing U-turns. It's a little big, but pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I got those cylinder. Oh, the interesting thing to note is this is the first boxer powered motorcycle I've ridden. Yeah, the brakes are very, very touchy on this. So it's a very simple bike. It's got boatloads of torque. The shifter feels kind of weird. It's like you don't feel the gears at all. Yeah, it's like you just barely touch it and it shifts gears for you. Pretty cool. Just cruising along right now in 5th gear at 2,000 RPM. It's just humming right along. Try and do some lane splitting here. It doesn't seem hard at all, even though it's such a big bike. So this is a 1200cc boxer engine. I think it's fuel injected, and is it shaft drive? I think it is a shaft drive. Yeah, it's shaft driven. So basically it's a R1200 crammed into like a kind of cafe racer body. Here. Mirrors kind of stick out a whole lot, but it's good. Yeah, the first gear is very jerky. It's very jerky. It has a lot of engine braking, and the brakes are very, very touchy. Looks like it has a steering dampener on it. It's got basic motorcycle controls. There's like the only different controls you'd find off a normal motorcycle. Your standard without bells and whistles motorcycle are the heated grips here. It does have heated grips and info meter here, so that's like, I don't know what that means, but that looks like, I'm not really sure what any of these do. One of them is 30, it says gas, and it has like some kind of tachometer thing. Yeah, I don't really know what they do, so I probably won't play with them too much. It's very simplistic display. It has a neutral indicator, speedometer, tachometer, about a 8500 red line, and the standard motorcycle controls. It looks like it has a hydraulic clutch. It's very light. Yeah, it's very light. So alright, we're gonna go take it for a little spin on the freeway here. It's got a nice little burbly sound to it, and it vibrates a little bit at idle, but let's see how it is on the freeway at speed. Here we go. Boatloads of torque. So it's kind of got this weird riding position, like you're it's kind of like you're hunched over and your feet are really high, kind of like it's very wide compared to a sport bike. So it's a lot like I guess like it's like your standard like naked sport bike or cafe racer style riding position. There's no wind protection. We're in 4th gear. I don't even notice it. It has 6 gears. Do some passing here. I can't even tell how fast we're going. The speedometer is so small on this. We're going 75 right now. Woo! Plenty of torque. We're doing like 80 right now. I don't want to go too fast. I don't want to get no tickets. You can actually tuck pretty well. But actually, there's less buffeting if you ride it upright. It seems like it'll cruise all day at 70 miles per hour in 6th gear. So I'm gonna go take it to Hicks Road right quick. I got half an hour with it, so I gotta kind of like hurry up a little bit. Alright, there's a little bit of distance from me and the other car. Let's see how fast I can get to it. If I just I'm gonna drop it in the 5th and slingshot it. Woo! Man, hit like 90 there. 100 effortlessly. Alright. 6th gear. It vibrates. Yeah, it does vibrate quite a bit when you get on it. But once you get off the throttle, it doesn't vibrate so much. On the freeway, well, dude, I'm doing like 75. I don't really feel that much vibration. Just a very smooth engine. And it's got that cool boxer sound back. It's relaxing. The seat's a little stiff. Ooh, yeah. The suspension's a little stiff. I just want to hit a little bump there. So we're going to go take this long kind of sweeping corner here. Let's see how the bike does. And unfortunately, there's quite a bit of traffic right now. I don't know how fast we can take it. Here we go. These guys are slowing down. I'll just let off the throttle a little bit. Problem. Yeah, it decelerates really fast when you let off the throttle. I guess that's the way the fuel injection is kind of set up. Heavy engine braking off of the throttle is good. Yeah, so one of the things I've noticed on some of these fuel injection bikes is that they've got a really jerky first gear, and I think this one might have some of that. One thing I'm not liking about these fuel injection bikes. But we'll try them out. As usual, the gearbox for these BMW motorcycles are great. I absolutely love them. I think the gearboxes are great on them. Lots of heavy engine braking. What else? You can feel it. But it's you know, it's kind of a smooth kind of engine braking. Wow, yeah. Engine braking is very strong on this. Well, I wouldn't say very strong, but it's, you know, it's noticeably strong. Now, like I said, the gear lever, you can kind of barely feel it go into gear. It's like a kind of like you had an electronic shift almost. Like the first gear doesn't bottom out. When you're in first gear, it you know how when you on most motorcycles when you hit the throttle, when you hit the gear shift, you feel it like stop. Well, this one kind of feels like it's just soft and it keeps on going, you know. Woo, man. It cruises along effortlessly, man. That 1200cc just, you know, it's a tractor. Yeah, it feels like a big bike. It's a big bike. Kind of like between a cruiser and a sport bike, you know. It's not narrow like a sport bike. It's very wide, you know. Of course it's wide. Look at those. You got those two cylinders sticking out on the side of your motorcycle, you know. Pretty cool though. It definitely doesn't feel as wide as like a what was that bike I rode? God, what was it called? A VMAX, like a Yamaha VMAX. Now that thing is like a beast. So wide. Yeah, the riding position is kind of forward, so it kind of feels like you're leaning on the handlebars a lot. It kind of hurts my wrist a little bit, but it's okay. It's like my ZR7. This is a great bike to just it's a great do everything bike, you know. Besides, like, well, I'm sure you could probably put some saddlebags on it and take it sport touring and stuff. Very, very little effort to get it up to speed, that's for sure. It's like the torque is just amazing on this bike. And like, it's good. I guess it's good that you're on that forward riding position, because once you get on the throttle, it wants to get up a little bit. Braking, brake. Very good brakes. All right, here we go. Take it for a little mellow, not too fast to ride. Carve those corners up pretty easily. Not very easy to ride. So it's not my bike, so I don't want to push it too much, but can I get a feel for the handling? It seems like it's got a little more power. I mean, you got to be really careful around the corners, because you don't want to twist it too much. Brake. You have a really lot of weight on the front there. Yeah, I'm not used to riding such a big bike, so much torque. Like, the torque is the main and you don't even need to shift, you know. It's got so much tractor-like power, you know. You just dab the brake before you get in the corner, and it'll slow down a little bit, and then a little reducing radius there. Nice. I wish I could just ride this all day, you know. They said I got 25 minutes. So it's a good thing it does have ABS, because the brakes are very, very powerful on this bike. Easily caught up to another car here. Alright, I think I'm going to turn around here. So I've caught up to another car. See how easily it does a U-turn. Oh yeah, it's a little hard. it's a little hard to do slow maneuvers in it, because it's such a big bike. It does feel a little big, you know. But you know, that's coming from me. I ride small bikes, you know. Oh yeah, man, it was great cornering, you know. It's kind of like you push on the outside peg, and then all you have to do is like kind of hit hit the tank with your thigh, and it goes right over. It just wants to lean when you do that, and it's very natural, you know. Brake. Oh, spectacular, man. Yes, the ergonomics is really good on this bike. Like I said, you just push on the outside peg, and then you push with your inside thigh, and it just wants to go right over, you know. It feels good. It's not super nimble. It doesn't feel like it wants to change direction super fast. It's a little lazy, but you know, if it doesn't want to turn, you can do that, you know, for the higher speed corners. I ain't no sport bike riding genius or anything, you know, but I can ride a bike, you know. Woo! And the exhaust sounds spectacular on this bike. Oh, looks like I get this has the stoppers. Stops pretty damn good. Most of that was on like third or fourth gear, you know. It's got so much torque. You don't really need to play around with the gears too much unless you're cruising on the freeway, you know. Let off the throttle, let the engine brake a little bit, open it up a little bit, lean the bike. A little front brake here, turn the bike, open the throttle, go. Man. Oh, well, you know, it's definitely a different riding experience than a smaller bike, you know. It's not as precise, but you know, it's still a whole lot of fun. I give it that. Yeah, and like, look at this. I'm 5'10". I'm 5'10", 175 pounds, and I can flat foot it easily. It's a little wide. The pegs kind of stab into my my calves a little when I'm standing. It does have a center stand. Oh no, it doesn't. It's a side stand. It looked like a center stand to me. Yeah, pretty rad, you know. Steering dampener. It's got rear foot pegs. It's got that there's that drive shaft right there. You never have to worry about the chain busting off on you. You could ride this all day long, you know. And it looks freaking rad, dude. That's what I like about this bike. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely a head turner. I give it that. What do these do? Oh, okay. These are trip meters here. Yeah, so there's two buttons on the dash that are like trip meters. I'm not gonna mess with them too much. And the info. Maybe we'll play around with that a little bit. I don't know. That I'm assuming that's probably your range or something. How many miles per gallon you're getting, maybe. It says like 30 or something, so that's like a not very good. So for really tight, twisty mountain roads, this bike is going to be a little more of a workout. I'm telling you that now. Like I said, it's still a whole lot of fun. I don't care. It looks freaking rad, and it's fun to ride, you know. It's got a little vibe. It's a little bit vibey, but you know, it's a cool vibe, you know. I don't know, I can't comment on how, you know, this would work as like a kind of like a cruiser, because I don't got it for the whole day, and I can't do long stretches of freeway in it, but I can tell you, like, I could probably ride this thing all day, you know. Maybe take a couple breaks in between, and then if you wanted to set it up kind of like a sport tourer, you probably could. If you had some saddlebags, I'm sure you can get like a tank bag. The gas tank is enormous on this thing. Enormous. It's just the way, like, it just vibrates. Look at it, it vibrates at idle. Everything is shaking. But once you get going, it's not too bad. It's very fast. Very fast. It's not, like I said, it's not scary fast, but yeah, like it's one of those. It's kind of like riding like a super sport bike or something. Like you twist the throttle, you're like, yep, we're going, and we look down at the speedometer. Whoa, we're really going. You don't. It's fast, but you don't notice it's fast, you know. That's good. Probably a little more than 3/4 twist there. Take off. Not bad. Cruising at 45 in fourth. A little bit of vibes, but nothing bad. Fifth gear, just humming right along. 45 at 3,000 RPM. It'll still have pull in 6th gear. That's fucking nuts, dude. Alright, so I gotta go take this thing back to the dealership. Woo! You can split lanes in it too. It's not super wide, you know. So I mean, it's got ample passing power. I can't really push it to its limit, and I don't think I would want to push it to its limit. This is a very fast bike. It's comfortable. It's kind of got that forward-leaning position. Like I said, like I'm glad I got to take it on some little twisties, you know, little turns and stuff. It's here we go. At the speed limit already. Easily. Like I said, it doesn't feel like it's got like a whole bunch of horsepower, but it's got a boatload of freaking torque. So I don't know, the little thing here says 48, then it went to 47. It seems like when I twist the throttle, the numbers go down. So I think that's your miles per gallon. So we're probably doing like 50 miles per gallon right now. Actually, I checked the specs on this before I went to go ride it. This does get around 50 miles per gallon if you don't really get on it. So we're kind of going up a hill right now, so it's getting like 46 miles per gallon. Let me drop it in the fifth and slingshot it right now. Yeah, so I saw it went to like 39. So yeah, that's definitely your miles per gallon, active miles per gallon. Maybe that's how much you're getting during this trip or something. Yeah, actually that's right. So that's a trip thingy. So we're getting 24 miles per gallon or something. I don't know what the 32 means. So I'm trying to decipher what these are, but I know one of them is your current miles per gallon. That's what I figured out. Yet I would have to read the manual or something to figure it out. Yeah, the bike is very wide. You got some pretty long legs, and yeah. Just cruising on the freeway. I don't think I'm gonna be able to pass this car. Or maybe I will. Easily. I just barely gave it any throttle. I passed that car. I was like, yeah, can I do it? Can I do it? Yeah, let's do it. This is a very rad bike. I like it. I like it a whole lot, man. It's MSRP is $15,000. Oh, suspension's a little stiff. Woo! S30Z. Bad. Yeah, I like it. And you know, it looks rad. It's fun to ride. You know, not like the VMAX. And I think it's cheaper than the VMAX. It gets good gas mileage. I heard it gets around 50 miles per gallon, depending on how much you're flogging it. I'm sure if you really get on the throttle, this thing will drink gas, you know. But you just stay off the throttle a little bit. And what are we going right now? We're doing like 70 on the freeway right now in 6th gear at 4,000 RPM. Hardly any vibes, man. I I can ride this on the freeway all day long. There's no wind protection. I don't know if they have windscreens for these. I'm sure they do. So if you wanted to get some wind protection for like those colder days, today is just an excellent day to ride. You know, it's very warm. It's good to get that wind through your body and your head. So let's see if I can figure out how. So I don't know why there's so much traffic today. What the hell? It's like 1 o'clock. HadesOmega's thoughts on the 2016 BMW R Nine T. It's a fucking rad bike. it looks great, you know. You know, the first time I saw one of these bikes, you know, I was just like, wow, that's a rad looking bike. It's like they kind of give it that cafe racer look, but it's kind of like a modern cafe racer look, you know. So yeah, I mean that's the first thing you know, the first time I laid my eyes on this bike, I said like, hey, that's a rad looking bike. I gotta go ride that thing, and it doesn't disappoint at all, you know. So really grabby brakes, grab. It's got ABS, that's a good thing. Heavy engine braking. You can feel the gearing. Oh yeah, you know what? That's another weird thing about the. I think this is one of the first shaft. This is probably the first shaft-driven bike I've ridden, and you know, the gearing you can't really play with because there's no sprockets or anything. It's kind of weird, but the gearing seems okay. It's seems like it's a little wide. Like I said, it feels cool. It rumbles. It rumbles. I like it. 2016 R Nine T. It's a lot of fun. I think you know, if you have a chance to go ride one, I think you should hop on it. You might like it. I like it. I wouldn't mind having one. It's for my frame, 5'10", 175 pounds. It's a little bit on the wide side, a little bit, but you know, I can easily, like I said, I can easily flat foot it. You know, I don't have some super long spider legs, but you know, yeah, the foot pegs kind of stab my calves when I'm standing. Oh yeah, so I always like to see how it is to ride, like do some really slow speed maneuvers. So I'm gonna put it in first gear. I'm just gonna ride the clutch. Ooh, come on, we can go slower than that. See if I can kind of get a figure 8 here going. Yeah, it's such a big, unwieldy bike, but the weight is down low, you know. Yeah. I mean, the weight's down low, but it feels like a big bike, you know. There it is. R9T, black sulfur. Totally rad looking. I like it. So cool. If you could lose this little, well, actually the fender thing is not too bad. I think the turn signals look a little goofy because they kind of stick out a lot. If you can kind of make those get smaller, I think the fender looks okay. Looks okay. It makes it less cafe racer-ish. But there's the cool cylinders that are coming out. Those big stoppers. Look at them, man. No wonder. Look at all the fins and stuff. The oil cooler. Look at the intake right here. Kind of like a ram air thing going. It's freaking rad. I like it, man. That's the one word to sum it up. Rad. All right, HadesOmega out.